Good afternoon, people. Hope you guys are well, wherever you are around the world. What I'm doing here is a quick battery test process with this battery tester, which I've got it from online. I will show you the website. It's NLBA, laptop battery analyzer, and N stands for the gentleman's name, I believe. Let me show you the front of the unit. I did do an unboxing of it. That's what it looks like. Okay, and the wire, red is positive, green is, I believe that's, let me get me under, yeah, that's clock. Yellow is for data and black is for ground. That's the pinout. And what I'm testing is a battery here. That is actually for the HP G7, I believe. So that is the pinout, the battery. Let me sort of my apologies, you're gonna have to bear with me. It's a bit of a pain on the ass trying to record and to let me get as close as I can just so I can let you see the pinout of the battery. Because okay, so this battery is an 8-pin battery. And what I'm doing is, as I'm repairing these laptops nowadays, I'm keeping a record of all the pinouts and things like that. So I'm logging data here, as you can see. That's for another laptop, but this is a G7. So first thing first is the pin number will go from here across there. So say pin 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pin. Just to confirm that. Okay, so pin 1 on the laptop motherboard connector, while it's powered on, let me show you, it'll give me 2.833, pin number 2, 2.839, pin number 4, 3.325, pin number 4, 3.325, pin number 5, 0.001, pin number 6, 3.270, and pin number 7 and 8 is 0.001, which is the ground basically. Now on this case, or normal circumstances, is that the longer pin are ground, and your positive starts from pin number 1 and 2. Okay, particularly on this battery, that's what the pin order is. So as you can see, okay, so the pin number, let me get her to grab a tweezer. Sort of. Okay, so that's pin number 1, pin number 2. I'm only connecting one probe on the positive. The yellow one, I did say that is the data. Green one is clock. So that's pin number 1 is positive, pin number 2 is positive, pin number 3 is data, pin number 4 is clock. I'm going to blank them out. These are, some of them are going to be temperature. One might be NC, which means not connected, and then pin number 7 and 8 are grounds. Okay, that's that. Now coming back onto the software, I just want to keep this short. Here is the PC software. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, once the unit is powered, that's good enough, so you can see what's going on. Zoom out a little bit more. Here we go. I think that's good enough. That okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the read process. Now remember, if the battery is fully drained, it's not going to read anything. So that means you will have to click this button, power on, and then select the read data. But because this battery is already charged, I'm going to start reading the data, and it'll start giving you numbers basically. Now it goes through various readings here. The one that I'm concerned about is the full charge capacity and the remaining capacity basically. Okay, and this cycle of reading will carry on going until you stop it basically. So I'll stop this. On the top here you've got various other menus. Okay, So you've got battery information, charge, discharge, auto cycle and calibrate, repair, device control, which is actually the unit, the actual battery testing unit control. So for example, let's go here, and that will allow you to control the fan speed, the output voltage, and so on and so forth, basically. So I'm going to, like I said, I just want to keep this short and simple. Coming back onto the battery info, this is all the data you have. Read static data. So if you click onto this, that'll give you the more information about the battery as to the design capacity, the design voltage, which is 10.8, 4400 mAh capacity. The manufacturer, it doesn't say anything apart from a few numbers, but that's okay. We know that it's a genuine battery, so it's HP. That's the device model number of the battery. The chemistry, which is Li-ion battery. That is it. Okay. Read capacity is on full charge. The health is 57% basically. So the battery is fully charged, well, near enough charge, fully charged for 95%. But on the right hand side, it shows you the health of the battery itself, which is around about 57% left on it basically. So let's move on to the next bit. This is where you can charge the battery. So as I said, I'm repeating this many times. I'm going to sort of keep it short. Let's just run this for a few seconds. As soon as I do that, there's a little LED light that lights up here at the front of the unit, sending the voltage into the battery. And on the graph, you can actually see the charge lines that are going up basically. The top one is the voltage, and the bottom one is the current basically, and it's all labeled here. So your red line is your voltage that it's getting charged at, and your current, the blue line basically here. Okay, so again, I'm going to stop that. Just before doing so, intelligent log is where it talks about, it tells you what's happening in text, which is brilliant, because, you know, I mean, look here, it says charging the battery, which is pretty good. I disconnected the device before by clicking onto this. Again, it's brilliant. So I'm going to stop this basically. I just want to come back and tell you something. I should have done that right at the beginning. My apologies for that basically. Okay, what you do is once you've connected the device, okay, you must, so this is by default. Let me open up this app for, well, let me just clear all the data. It won't be able to let me do that. I have to log in. Right. Once you plug the device onto your PC, the power supply is on, the switched on. You will have to click onto that button to connect. Okay, and then you can start going through the reading process. As you can see, that's happening here now. Okay, I'll just let it finish doing what it should be doing. Okay, so I'll stop that. Charge, we've gone discharge. You can start processing the discharge on the battery. Let's do that for a moment. And you've got your cell 1, 2, 3 and 4. And as you can see here, the line, red one is voltage, blue one is current, and then the rest of the line, coloured line, like the, I think it's green, purple, orange and blue, or light blue if I'm not mistaken, is the chart cells basically. Now what I've just discovered now as I'm messing about is you can actually zoom into that graph and you can see more in detail the discharge of the cell basically. Now at the bottom here you got your voltage, current, so it's giving you numbers basically. This is a 3-cell battery. It can't detect the 4th cell unless the 4th cell, it is a 4-cell battery, but it's not detecting it, or because it's only 57% health, it might be that one of the cells is damaged basically. So I mean, you do have batteries, don't get me wrong, 4, 6 cell, 9 cell, 12 cell batteries and so on and so forth, but I'm just going to sort of keep this simple. Okay, let's so as you can see that the graph is going down. I'll zoom out. I'll stop the discharge, but be doing so, I just want to have a quick look and see if there is anything else. Yeah, we're going to stop this now. There is a fan inside the unit basically that keeps, it's quiet, it's nice and quiet, it's not ridiculously loud. I wouldn't say ridiculous is the right way of explaining it. I don't think it's loud. It's nice and quiet. Auto calibration, auto cycle and calibration, I should say, basically. Okay, I did run this for a bit. It ran for about, say, 32 minutes. And what it did is it started charging the battery. So let me show it for a moment. It starts charging the battery. So the battery is 94%. It's charging the battery. That's the voltage here. So instant voltage, instant current, and state of charge, which is 94%. This will carry on for so long until it reaches 100%, and then it starts discharging the battery basically to sort of complete the calibration process. But I've already done that, so I'm not going to sort of go through that now. This may take quite a long, maybe an hour, maybe two. You'll have to sort of try it out once you get hold of one of these units basically. So I'll stop this calibration. Let's move on to the repair. Repair side of it, you've got the let's read the battery configuration. So you've got a text display here showing you everything, all the log and everything. I'm going to clear that. Let's try and read the battery configuration. And it's already sort of identified plus and minus basically, and whatever it is. I'm not going to go into the technical jargon behind that, but it does detect the battery here. If you can see, it says connected, 4400 mAh, design voltage 10.800 MV, which stands for millivolts. Manufacturing date, that was when the manufactured name is coming from the number, but as I said, it's a HP genuine battery, that, and then that's the model number of the battery basically. Right, okay, check for wrong cell. Let's see what that does. Checking the battery supported, wait for a few seconds. Now this can take a couple of minutes. Yep, internal checking is done. Now it's come up with here the resistance of the batteries. Oh, sorry, the cells. Apologies, cell. So it says lower internal resistance equals better battery. Okay. So these cells, all right, they're within sort of okay, but bearing in mind that the battery is only 57% healthy. Wake up the battery. I'm not going to do that. There's no need for going through that. Maybe testing if the battery is fully charged above. Okay, the battery could be full. It is charged above 90% basically. So there's no need to. This feature is when the battery is sort of completely discharged and it may have gone into a sleep state basically. But this message is coming up is because it recognises that the battery's way above, or it's charged or way above 90%, whatever it is. Okay. I've already explained to you about this. I've gone through this. You've got your fan control. You can increase the fan control to make sure that the unit is not overheating, but then the fan gets a bit noisy. So 50% by default is brilliant. The firmware of the device, reset control. That'd mean any configuration that's been made, it'll take you back to factory settings. Start calibrating. I would imagine that would be the device itself that you were calibrating, which is brilliant because these days, you rarely get these sort of options to calibrate the unit within. It's all about after a year, send it off, and you're paying a silly amount of money to try and sort of get this unit calibrated, basically. And then help would be just this is where you would contact the gentleman who actually sent the unit. Now this is the later release because when I bought the unit, he did send it out to me as promised. So the guy did not mess about. The software version is 2.2. This was released on the 8th of January 2020. So I'm not going to try and sort of pronounce his name. Sorry, Nikuso. That's the developer of the unit basically here. Okay, now his website, that's something that I can certainly direct you on. Yep, I'm going to sort of try and find you the website. Just give me one sec. NLBA battery tester. Right, that's his website. Okay, and this is what we're looking at. Sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Let's see if it's back in stock, because when I bought it just after he ran out of stock because of the demand, basically. So let's charging, discharging. Okay, I want to see where if I can buy one. Yes, unfortunately it's out of stock. You can just about see there, and there's a particular reason why it's out of stock, because because of this ongoing coronavirus. Basically, the production side, obviously, this is expected anyway. Fortunately for me, I've been lucky enough to grab one, basically, off him. And again, he was very prompt, no messing about, had the unit delivered. Absolutely brilliant. I'm quite happy with what I've spent. It's not a huge amount of money, but quite happy with it. There are batteries I've tested that are no good, and I might even demonstrate this to yourself very shortly, but just explore the website. I've shown you where the website is. I'm not going to go through his website. Explore his website, and you'll find a lot of interesting stuff here. Now, coming back onto this, basically, I'm going to try and use another battery. It's the same battery, but it's a dead battery, basically. So let's go back in here. Okay, just make sure that I disconnect from the USB. So what I've done is I've actually disconnected here. Okay, and let me put this on a corner so you guys are not trolling with what I've got on my desktop. Not the fact that it matters. Okay, so that what I've done is I've disconnected from here. I would probably advise you to do that as well when you're utilising the reconnecting the battery thing. So okay, so let's unplug these pinouts. Show you what's going on. So I'm going to unplug them. The layout's going to be pretty much the same because it's an identical battery. Okay. So, in fact, I'll do it again. The first pin is going to be positive. The second pin is also positive. So it's 1, 2, 3. Going to be your. I keep on forgetting these wire colours, basically. Positive. Pin number 1. Pin number 2 is positive. Pin number 3 is going to be the that'll be the data. Pin number 4 is going to be the clock, and lastly the pin number 7 and 8 is going to be ground. Okay, so that's the pin out for this battery, which is pretty much identical to the last one. Let me go back in here. Now remember, this battery is dead, so what I'm going to do is, first thing first is I need to connect. Once I've connected, I'm going to clear all this log, clear everything, start reading, and it won't read anything. And the reason being for that is the battery's dead. It's completely dead. There's no charge on the battery. It's not even charging at all. It's just damaged, basically. So what I'm going to do is to try and get some reading out of this. I'm going to apply power. And let's see if it comes up with anything, unless I've actually connected the wires the wrong way around. That could be possible, so let me sort of confirm the wiring. G62 clock, data clock. Right, so let me see what I've done here. Data is yellow, yep, so I've made a mistake. And I'm glad I made a mistake. It shows how stupid I am. Yeah, it's the other way around. And you should see some figures. So what I've done is I've put the wires wrong way around, the clock and the data. So you got your positive. See, this is why it's a good idea to make a log of things so you don't forget. So the pin number 1 is positive, pin number 2 is positive, pin number 3 is your data, which is your yellow cable, pin number 4 is your clock, which is your green cable, and then we're going to disregard pin number 5 and 6. One of them is temperature and one of them is NC. Now on this battery I believe that the pin number 5 is your NC, which is not connected, and pin number 6 is 3.330 volt, which is just temperature. Pin number 7 and 8 is ground. Okay, so anyway, going back onto this now. Okay, I'll start this again. Stop this, clear the log. Okay, and start reading. Because there is no charge on the battery, as I said before, it won't read anything basically. So I'll wait for this to sort of finish. As soon as I start applying power, watch what happens. It starts sort of reading the data. Now, considering that it's remaining capacity, the remaining capacity is 0. Full charge capacity is 3051 mAh. But I've tried charging the battery and it won't take it. So I'll stop this for a sec. Tried charging, it just won't have it basically. So the internal components, because remember within the battery there's circuits, and that if that fails also, then the battery, even if you've got good cell, the battery's useless basically. So bad communication, no battery communication. Charging procedure has been stopped, as you can see. So discharge again is utter waste of time. I've tried calibrating. That's the data from the last battery, so it's not from this battery. Repair, I've tried that, and let's sort of read this. Nothing's happening. Check for wrong cell. Let's wait and see what it does. Battery not detected. Okay, so that in itself gives me some level of indication that there is a possibility the battery circuit is damaged or faulty, which is why it's coming up with an error message like that. But anyway guys, yeah, you can actually see here it's not connected, so it's not even seeing the battery, to be dead honest with you. Well, it can, I mean, it can only read the clock and the data side of it, but in terms of charging and the voltage and everything, you can't even see it basically. That's what I meant, because you can see it's not connected, but the battery is connected because it's reading the data here. So let me see if I can stop this. If you'd allow me to stop. No, I'm gonna have to disconnect this, connect it back. We come to that state where there's no other button to stop. I'll have to wait for this to finish. I don't think it's done any good applying the voltage. Right, okay. So there's a little bit of a bug that, you know, this wake up battery process should have had some sort of a button to stop it, but it doesn't. So you're gonna have to wait it out, which I'm gonna do now. I'm not gonna stop it from doing what it's doing, but that's all. Yeah, okay. So as I said, do sort of keep an eye on one of them. If these are for pro use, they're not for just general use basically. If you want to sort of test batteries to a professional level, then that's when you start sort of utilizing and looking for items like this. There's many other battery testers. I wasn't keen on getting them, but up until to a point where I've seen how comprehensive this battery analyzer and its software basically. And the other thing is, it's always a good idea. I've specifically got a book basically that I'm going to keep a record of all the voltage pinout and the batteries. You know, usually the pinouts is starts one from the left hand side, so 1 up to however many pins that you have. Some batteries will have 8 pins, some battery will have 6, others will have 5, some will have 10, whatever it is. So it depends, and you'll have to figure out which batteries which. Now I can't go wrong with this, because if you try shorting these pins, it's not going to blow the unit. There is thought of that, basically. So there is a protection circuit on the device to prevent it from blowing up, basically, or even damaging the battery. So I think thumbs up, very good for what it's cost, basically. I think it was in the region of about £170, something like that. I did get a discount off him. There was an offer on the website at the time when I purchased it, so maybe in the region of between 170, 180, something like that. If you're in Europe, you shouldn't be paying any import duty tax. That should be all taken care of. But yeah, thumbs up, all the best. And finally, guys, as we all know that there is a huge pandemic globally, and again, my plea to everybody is to stay safe, stay well, listen to your authorities, and who knows who's responsible for this, who knows what's going on. There's so many debates about 5G antennas are going up, radiation, then there's a science lab in Wuhan, that's where the viruses has leaked from. There's also theories about animal market, that coronavirus jumped from bat onto animal and then from animals onto human. So God knows what's happening and who's telling the truth. But remember, the media will only tell us what we need to know. A lot of the time, I'm not saying it all the media, but a lot of the time is fake news. It's fake news. Look for yourself, and the truth will be found. All right? All the best, guys. Take care, and bye for now.